AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
Hour 3 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by LouisianaSports.net. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Passy Spazelli.
Oh, look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
Musu.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world.
And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. Saints were on the practice field today. That means we get a practice report from Ross Jackson. Oh, never mind. Muse is calling him right now, so we'll try that again in just a quick second. Aaron Murray's going to be here in what?
We got him. Like I said, you can do it again.
Aaron Murray's going to be here. Are you just trying to mess with me now?
No.
Aaron Murray's going to be here in Okay. Aaron Murray's going to be here in 13 minutes. But right now, we welcome aboard Ross Jackson. Where's our thing with the butter thing or the toast?
Oh, I have that too. You want to do it again?
Yeah. Ross Jackson.
Buttered toast?
It's so good.
Excellent.
It's so good.
I don't know. Roz, what do you want buttered toast? You have the other one? What's the other one we were going to do? Oh, hang on, let's try it. Let's try it again. We'll workshop them all. And Ross Jackson. That was the DJ Jazzy Jeff getting thrown out of the house. Yeah. I think the visual has to be there.
Yeah.
Like from the flower bed, looking up at Jazzy Jeff flying out of the house.
Yeah.
You need.
You know the story around that with the shirt. Have you heard the shirt story?
Ross, probably, but man, I'm just kind of old, and that it's been a long time. All right, what's the story with the shirt?
Oh, it's super, super simple. Actually, my friend Seth Lewis actually just reminded me of it not too long ago. But the first time that they shot that, they threw him out of the house, and he was wearing a certain shirt. And so because they just chose to reuse that footage so that they didn't have to stunt that over and over again, every scene in which he's thrown out of the house, he's wearing that shirt leading up to the moment where he's thrown out of the house. So if you pay attention, you know when he's going to get thrown out because he's wearing that shirt.
I didn't know that. That is great. So like
that way they didn't have to stunt it over and over and over again in different costumes and all that stuff.
Was there ever a scene with DJ Jazzy Jeff where he wasn't thrown out of the house?
There was one to where he was thrown into the house, which was really funny. Uncle Phil gets mad at him and he says, "Joke's on you. You can't throw me out of the house because I'm already outside." And so he throws him into the house.
Love that. That's good. I tell you what, he's a Renaissance man. He's got Fresh Prince trivia and he's got Saints practice reports. He is Ross Jackson. That's why we have him here. Okay. All right. I don't want to get too hyped about Barion Brown, but this is what everyone's talking about. So 7 days into camp, how worthy is the hype?
I think it's worthy. I think it's different. And I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. Number one, it's not a one-trick pony situation. It's not, he keeps winning downfield over and over again. That was kind of the Mason Tipton hype for a little while out in L.A., to where it was just the constant connections downfield. But then there wasn't a lot in the short intermediate area. Then you look at maybe like the Emmanuel Butler hype in the past, where, he was winning sort of these one-on-one situations as a big-bodied receiver, but wasn't doing a lot underneath and had no special teams role.
Emmanuel Butler.
Yeah. I figured. I wondered pulling that one out how that will go.
Oh, my God.
Haven't referenced it.
But Ross, this is why people are skeptical, right? Anyway, go ahead.
And so now you think about all of those elements of it, but then like Barion Brown, he's made plays in the short area with catch and run opportunities. Today, because of the vertical threat that he poses in a first team drill, he sent Kool-Aid McKinstry backpedaling out of a play because Kool-Aid McKinstry has to make sure he's not giving up the opportunity over the top. And then that gave Barion Brown the opportunity for like a 15-yard comeback. So you saw a little bit in the intermediate area, him understanding how to utilize his speed. And then also you're seeing the big home run plays. And he came into the NFL with an already built-in special teams role there. So it is a little bit different to me because he's checking all of the boxes as opposed to checking one singular box over and over again. He's kind of making all these plays in a bunch of different ways and, of course, already has the special teams role carved out.
Okay. So, Ross, that's my assertion here is that they drafted him knowing he's going to be the kick and punt returner because they were bad. They were 22nd in the NFL last year in kick and punt returns. Like, that's why they drafted him. The question is, what type of role can he fill? Now, Jalen Polk retirement kind of opens up a chair. What do we think could materialize here with Brown as far as a role?
Yeah, I think with him, you have a couple different things that you'd be able to do. Yeah, he could be your home run hitter. He can kind of serve a little bit of that Rashid Shaheed field stretching role, which could include the ball going his way or could include opening up a defense for an opportunity elsewhere, right? Clear out options, things like that. I also think that he could be really valuable for you in the slot, especially with the yards after catch ability. If you get the ball in his hands in space, he gets the opportunity to turn into a returner on offense and then be able to kind of pick apart and try to find some lanes and things like that. The Saints have gone from being a team that were consistently top 5 in, or at least top 10 in yards after catch to being a team that's typically bottom half of the NFL in yards after catch. He, Noah Fant, Juwan Johnson can all be guys that kind of help to further that moving forward, as can Travis Etienne Jr. out of the backfield. And so I think offensively, he ends up being somebody that opens up the field for you as a deep threat, but also can be a bit of a slot specialist to be sort of that quick twitch kind of receiver, route runner that has the ability to be able to, catch a pass, that's a 5-yard pass and turn it into a 8 to 15-yard gain with a little bit of work after the catch.
So, Ross, whenever something good happens in camp, you wonder, is it because the guy made the play or the guy on the other side of the ball stinks? That's just a natural thing when it's good on good, right? When it's the team you're watching and you're going to practice. Tyler Shuck threw 2 picks today. Was it because Tyler Shuck stinks or because the defenders made good plays?
In one instance, it was because the defender made a good play. In the other instance, it was just a game situation thing. So we always talk about how not all interceptions are created equal. And this was a really good example of it. The first interception that he threw, which went to Kool-Aid McKinstry, was an instance in which in the red zone on a first down drill or first down play, Tyler Shuck scrambled out to the right side of the field, and he went to throw the football away out of the back of the end zone, didn't get enough on it. And Kool-Aid McKinstry, and this just kind of speaks to what the mentality of the defense has been so far this offseason, or at least throughout training camp. Instead of Kool-Aid McKinstry just watching the ball sail into the end zone, he thought that maybe he could potentially get a fingertip on it or a hand on it, and he did. So he leapt up, he ended up getting a fingertip on it, and tipping it back to himself and getting the interception. So lesson learned, if you're going to throw the ball away, you got to put a little bit more mustard on that thing and get it out of here. So right, you got to get that figured out. The second interception was one to where it was a 3rd and 4 with 4 seconds left in a simulated 2-minute drill, down 4. You got to put it up and give somebody an opportunity in the end zone to go out and make a play, and the player that made a play happened to be Quincy Riley and not one of the receivers. And so, it's 2 interceptions. There are a couple of interceptions that you can deal with in a practice situation. Certainly an interception you can deal with of just like, hey, I got to put the ball up and give a guy an opportunity to go out there and make a play. Quincy Riley makes the play. It sets up an opportunity, though, for Tyler Shuck to be able to kind of come back on Saturday with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. That'll be interesting to see. But overall, I don't think there's a lot of concern to be had around this particular type of 2 interception.
Okay. The full practice report is up. You can read it for free at louisianasports.net. As always, very detailed that Ross does for us. You can watch or listen Locked On Saints podcast or YouTube for free. Any other takeaways, overarching takeaways from day 7?
Yeah, tough day in the kicker category for Charlie Smith. Missed 3 kicks in a row, one from 39, one from mid-40, one from 51. And typically you kind of, take a kick from extra point, then you back up a little bit, then you back up a little bit, then you back up a little bit. This one, after he missed 3 in a row, they actually moved him forward back to 39 and had him re-kick from 39, re-kick from 51. He made both of those. But a 3 of 6 day for him. His first rough day. Opportunity for him to respond will come on Sunday. Tanner Brown will kick again on Saturday. The defensive line, particularly the edge rushers, continue to be really, really impressive to watch. Tyree Wilson really seems to be coming alive here over the course of these past couple of practices, which is really good news for the Saints, first of all, to get somebody of that draft status, that length, that size, cooking in the defense to add to guys like Chase Young, Cam Jordan, and Carl Granderson, who have continued to impress here throughout camp. But he's feeling really good, and you can see his confidence building. Anthony Jennings on the other side of that has been really outstanding from the run defense side of it. Of course, a place where the Saints would love to see some improvement. He came in as a guy that was considered to be one of the NFL's best edge setters. He's shown that here so far throughout practice. And I'm really, really intrigued by, not a lot has gone well for the Saints when it comes to red zone offense in practice. We'll see how that continues to develop. But the run game looks pretty effective there. And that's something that I think would help them in a situation in which you're building upon a drive progression, as opposed to a scenario or an environment like a practice environment where you run this play, reset, run a different play, reset, run a different play. That run game could be really, really beneficial for them if it looks in practice and execution in game the way that it looks here throughout practice so far.
At Ross Jackson Nola, that's where you can get him on Twitter. You can read for free over at louisianasports.net, listen or watch for free Locked On Saints. Make sure you get it. Thank you, dude. We appreciate it.
Thank you, bud. Talk to you soon.
All right, man. It's After Further Review. Glad you're here. We'll knock out a quick break. Aaron Murray will join us next. Stick around.
After Further Review.
Brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. Told you yesterday, in case you missed it, good news for the deer hunters. Buck Busters is in. They got Buck Busters at all 4 Clegg's Nursery locations. So if you're ready to start reeling in that big old buck, you want to bag that buck, it begins right now. Clegg's Nursery has Buck Busters, the Mobucks, the deer corn, that's going to come later, but they got it at all 4 locations. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. They got the Buck Busters in right now, the 50-pound plants right now at all 4 Clegg's Nursery locations. So pop on by and see our friends at Clegg's. It's also not too late to get those beautiful flowers or plants and shrubs to go add that pop of color to your patio pots or flower beds. We are going to be getting close to starting to talk about some fall gardening. But y'all still 100 degrees out there. So buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you to Clegg's Nursery.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona.
I thought Sam had a great day today. Really looked the best he's looked. And that was exciting to see. Looks like he's getting more comfortable with the receivers.
Lane Kiffin, after one day, encouraged by Sam Leavitt. How encouraged should we be? Aaron Murray, good enough to hang out with us for a couple minutes here, talk some quarterback play, the SEC. Yo, dude, how are you, man?
Good, man. Just excited to get closer and closer to football season. So it's right around the corner, and enjoyed my time down there in Tampa. Kind of get to talk with the coaches and players a little bit, and you had our ESPN seminar this week. So it just feels like everything's moving, obviously, in the direction that we'll be strapping up here soon and playing some football games.
I mean, give me an impression from your convo with Lane in Tampa.
So I didn't actually get to sit down with
Oh,
Lane,
man, you didn't come in the room?
No.
Oh, man.
No, well, I left Thursday morning. Unfortunately, I had to get back to Atlanta for some other stuff. So, we saved the best for last there at SEC Media Days. Unfortunately, I could not stay. And obviously, always love talking with Lane.
All right, then let me ask another way. So, Lane, we're learning. You know him certainly better than we do. We're learning Lane. What is your impression so far of Lane's first 7 months in Baton Rouge?
It seems like it's going well. Obviously, he's doing what he's always done, and that's being able to build rosters and in unique way in this era through the transfer portal. He's done a great job with it, and I've been able to really sit down with him. I probably have had God, I had a game for Lane back when he was at FAU. I had 2 or 3 games at Ole Miss over the past 2 seasons. So really sitting down with him, his GM, talking about his process. And if you know Lane and the more you get to be around him, what he does and portrays on social media really is not who Lane is in person. So when you sit down with Lane and do a one-on-one interview, he's pretty mellow. He's pretty calm. It's still for me as an offensive guy really enjoyable to sit down with him. But, my first impression was like, okay, I'm going to get this guy that, obviously, at times can be, a little Twitter happy with his fingers, and that's the kind of personality he's going to be in person. That's just not him at all. So I said I've always really enjoyed sitting down, just talking ball with him, kind of breaking down the X's and O's. And like I said, over the past couple of years, sitting down with him and his GM there at Ole Miss and just discussing how they have success, what the process is, how it's not just random what they do in the portal, how it is, an entire from start to finish, learning about the person, talking to their high school coaches, talking to their parents, talking to other coaches, really doing their homework and due diligence to build a roster. And, he's done it as well as anyone else in the country, what he's been able to do at Ole Miss. And, you should get LSU fans confidence of, what he's been able to do this offseason to put together a roster. And, just heard the comments before about the quarterback, about the fact that he looks pretty healthy. That's obviously the main piece that he was able to get this offseason.
What's your thought on Sam Leavitt? Or maybe a better way to ask it, Aaron, is there a skill set when you watch Leavitt that you think works best in what Lane wants to do?
Well, I think first off, Sam is a tremendous competitor. I actually had his game last year when he got hurt. So did a lot of film study before and, talked with him and, their coaching staff at ASU. And, unfortunately could not watch him the entire game. He got hurt pretty early on in the ball game. But he's a competitor. That's what you want the quarterback spot. You want a guy that is going to go out there and compete, whether it's throwing the football, running the football. I think he's a tremendous athlete. And you see what Lane's done with athletic quarterbacks in years past. Especially last year with Trinidad, and what that guy can do, that almost middle infielder type that can turn to real quick in the RPO game, that can get on the move and really stretch the defense horizontally, not just vertically, and has the arm strength to push the ball vertically down the field. So I think Sam, when healthy, could be one of the premier quarterbacks in the SEC. And I've said it for years. I think Lane's one of the best coaches and head coaches in America. I would say over the past 2-3 seasons, he's become the best offensive mind in college football, and especially what he's done with quarterbacks. So you got an experienced quarterback. You got Lane Kiffin and his staff. I think with all the traits that he has, I think he can have a pretty big season. Like I've been telling people for a few months now, I would not be surprised if LSU's kind of, right there with Georgia, Texas vying for that spot to be in Atlanta. And I'm not going to go as far as like Jordan Rodgers, where it's like national championship or bust. But I do anticipate LSU being in there in that playoff conversation.
Yeah, if they're not there in that conversation in November, something went terribly wrong when you have the investment in the roster that LSU has. Aaron Murray is with us, ESPN college football analyst. Who is the number one quarterback in the SEC? Like, you had to pick one guy to go win a game. Who are you taking?
Oh, it's got to be Trinidad. And I'm interested to see if that holds up this year, for the reasons I just talked about. I think he is a guy, you go back and watch, I did a quarterback breakdown of Trinidad after his first game last year. I said, my goodness, if this guy was 6'2", he'd be projected number one pick in the NFL draft because he's got everything. He's got the quick release. He's got the pocket awareness. He's got the touch. He can layer the football up and over defenders. He can push it vertically down the field. I just absolutely love his game. He's just obviously on a little bit of the shorter side, but he was also with Lane and that staff. And I just said as well, I think they are some of the best coaches, if not the best coaches offensively when it comes to X's and O's, when it comes to allowing the quarterback to play with confidence, to creating mismatches and making the life easy for the quarterback back there to sit back there and just really dissect the defense and find his one-on-one matchup. So, how does Trinidad do without Lane and the staff this year? I'm going to be interested, but I still think talent-wise, like I said, man, if he was 6'2", he probably would have been the first pick in the NFL draft a year ago. He's still going to be able to, I think, go out there and have a very successful season. So, I like him a lot. Obviously, I think Arch improved significantly last year. I was not one that was on the Arch hype train. He kind of had to prove it to me, which I thought he did a little bit more down the stretch. So, I think for the reasons I talked about with Sam Leavitt and LSU in the conference there, I still believe Sarkisian is very talented when it comes to calling plays. Obviously, they got a plethora of talent around him. I do anticipate Arch to have a pretty special season this year at Texas.
Aaron, Aaron Murray is with us. Who are we not talking? Because everyone goes Georgia, Texas, right? And then there's the clump of like 5 teams that all think they got a great shot to be in the playoff. Who aren't we talking enough about?
Obviously, the first part of that, I would say, obviously the teams are kind of next. LSU, Oklahoma, I think they're Texas A&M. I feel like A&M's not getting a ton of talk. Will Marcel Reed improve as a passer this year? You saw moments of it last year, but you got to get more consistent. There's 2 teams to me that, and I'm not going to sit here and say, watch out, they may make it to Atlanta. But I do think Florida and Auburn have some talent on their rosters. I think they got some talent on the rosters. Interested to see what way Florida goes with the quarterback spot. But I think Buster Faulkner is an incredible offensive coordinator. Georgia fans know it well, playing against him in that 6 overtime or whatever game it was, 2 years ago. But he did so much with Haynes King. I remember Haynes King at Texas A&M. I would just be dogging that kid. This kid fundamentals are terrible. He's a great athlete, but then he goes to Georgia Tech, and they just revamped the way he throws the football, and he's just so much more efficient. You saw him play at a very high level, and obviously the way Buster runs his offense. So I think with the athletes that Florida has, if it is Philo, you have an experienced quarterback there. You're going to have a good defense. You got playmakers. I think Florida's a team that, once again, I don't know if they're going to make it to Atlanta, but they could make it to 8 wins, maybe 9 wins. I don't know, and maybe have an upset here or there throughout the season, and then. With Auburn, I like Golish. Obviously, it's a very difficult offense to game plan week in and week out. Barion Brown is a tremendous athlete, experienced quarterback. They brought a bunch of athletes with them from USF. Are those guys ready to play an SEC schedule week in and week out, a 9-game SEC schedule at that this year? But, they retained their defensive coordinator, which was huge. That defense was really good a year ago. I anticipate the offense to be better this year. So, I think those are 2 teams right now that, kind of in the middle of the pack, a little bit obviously more the bottom side a year ago, I think are 2, 3, if not 4 wins better than the season ago for each of those squads. So it's going to be fascinating to watch both of them go at it.
Before you go, if I ask you the other end of it, I think South Carolina bottoms out again. I'm just not a believer in Lenora Sellers, but the Kendall Briles component I think is fascinating. Where do you stand on Carolina this year?
Yeah, listen, I love Lenore. I think he's got a lot of really, really good tools. I think he's a better version of Barion Brown at Auburn. You saw him a couple of years ago when they had Rocket, and it was just such a dynamic duo. They had a really talented tight end. The name's slipping my mind right now, but it wasn't a great offense, but it was an elite defense, and you allowed him to grow by running the football with him, with Rocket being able to run the football, and then a really good tight end as well. They just had never had enough skill around him for him to fully maximize what he could do as a passer. Is he ever going to be an elite thrower of the football? No. But is he a good thrower of the football? Like I said, in my mind, he's a better thrower of the football than Barion Brown, 100%. But it doesn't matter if you have no one that can go out there and win one-on-ones. And even if your best receiver can run a 4.3, if he can't catch the football consistently, it doesn't really matter either. So, I feel like he's been handcuffed his career. I would have honestly loved to see him maybe go to a spot or South Carolina invest a little bit more with the elite guys around him. But, he's going to have to be a Cam Newton guy. He's played a lot of football. It's a new offensive system for him once again this year. But at the end of the day, they do got a stud quarterback that's a game changer. They got a stud defensive end who's a game changer. And if you got those 2 positions and guys that can wreak havoc and make plays, you're going to have a chance. But I'm kind of with you. I'm not going to say I feel very confident that the South Carolina is going to get 6, 7, 8 wins.
He is Aaron Murray, ESPN college football analyst. You know where you're going to be week 1?
I'm hoping we'll get our schedule soon. So new position this year. I'll be the lead analyst on the SEC network.
Congrats.
So excited to take that position. Yeah. So more SEC games, hopefully some more trips to Baton Rouge. I always enjoy calling games in that stadium. And so we are, I think they said tomorrow they'll send out our week 1 schedule. So excited to see where we'll be.
It'll be Matt Schumacher, Aaron Murray, and Taylor Davis on the call. We're looking forward to it, man. Congrats. We're looking forward to a good season, man. Thanks for a couple of minutes.
Appreciate it, brother. Have a good one.
All right, man. Be well. It is After Further Review. That's Aaron Murray. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. Hey, remember, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, put Volkswagen on your list. It's the things that I'm fond of saying because I've lived this, because we've owned so many Volkswagens. Erica drives an Atlas. I drive a Crossport. I mean, we've driven darn near every model you can imagine over the 15 years or so. But when you're talking about a Volkswagen, you want affordability and safety. They want style and some it's fun to drive. With a Volkswagen, you get all of it. It's stylish. It's fun to drive. You get the great German engineering, get all the style, feel, performance of luxury at a great cost, great price, and with the 9 IIHS top safety picks, the highest safety designation you can get on a vehicle. What more could you want? Put Volkswagen on your list. Test drive one today at Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer, South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? All right, it's After Further Review. Jimmy will be here for Otterlocks in about 15 minutes from right now. A New Orleans Saint has been suspended by the NFL for 6 games. We'll tell you who when we come back on AFR.
After Further Review.
We're brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. It's 87 degrees at 5:30. That's actually a little bit of a cool down considering what we're used to dealing with. But it's still 87 degrees at 5:30 in the afternoon, and we're just at the beginning of August. So you know these hot temps aren't going anywhere. If your AC is struggling to keep up, call our friends at River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. I love sharing the great 5-star Google reviews. This one came from John West, who said his repairman Harley arrived on time for the appointment, properly repaired our AC, explained the parts he replaced and their costs. I would recommend him in 1 hour to anyone needing a good professional AC repairman. It's River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona.
All right, Jimmy will be here in 10 minutes for Otterlocks. Otterlocks are already posted, by the way, at louisianasports.net if you want to get involved. We do have breaking news from the National Football League right now. New Orleans Saint rookie Brock Rechsteiner, son of WWE Hall of Famer Scott Steiner, has been suspended by the NFL for 6 games. I mean, no declaration there from Ari Myrov on why Brock Rechsteiner was suspended for 6 games. I think we could probably make a certain assumption. Might be careless. Might be wrong making the assumption. But we do know who Scott Rechsteiner's dad is, right? Scott Steiner, the WWE fame. Yep, there they are. There's Scott Steiner and Brock Rechsteiner. Can't imagine what Brock Rechsteiner might be suspended for. We did find this video, though, the two of them talking after Brock's suspension.
It's yours?
No,
My mother said she found it in your closet.
I don't know. One of the guys must
Must have what?
Look, Dad, it's
Where
not.
did you get it?
Dad,
Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Parents who use drugs have children who use drugs.
It's chilling. It's chilling and stark that we were able to find that audio.
Some impressive work that quickly to find that, too.
Yeah.
We dug that up fast.
Yeah. Making an assumption. Maybe a dangerous assumption here, though, that's why Brock was suspended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Scott's 64 years old. Still looks great.
Well, naturally.
No,
genetic freak.
No, not naturally.
Well, yeah, it's a genetic freak. Man.
No.
It's Big Papa Pump. What are we talking about?
No. See, it's the opposite, Muse. He's not naturally looking great. It's very, very unnatural.
I mean,
why he looks great. And I can only imagine it's why his son is suspended now 6 games by the NFL. You think you have all the tricks and how to hide those things.
Yeah.
Turns out you're just Latimer from the program, headbutting a window and whatnot.
Latimer.
I mean, was that guy perfect for that role?
But yes.
I mean,
maybe this is just to work. Maybe he's just going to show up, face turn at the in game 1, just come out. Everyone thinks he's suspended. He just shows up, man. Face turn, crowd goes wild.
No, it doesn't really work like that. See, this is real, not fake, like wrestling.
So you're saying this is a shoot, not a work?
I don't know what that means.
It would mean that, yeah, like it's
What's a shoot?
It's off script, yeah.
Well,
it's real.
This isn't off script. I mean, to be off script, there would have to be a script.
A lot of people says there is.
I'm telling you, there isn't.
Okay, I'm just asking.
What I'm telling you is this guy was jabbing needles in his ass. That's what happened.
Darn, man. Darn.
That's what this guy's doing. All right, he's out there jabbing needles in his ass, and that's why. I mean, look at the vasculature there. The arm. Can we go full screen on that? I mean, look at these guys. I tell you, young Brock still has a little ways to go to catch up to his dad with what is that thing he's wearing? The chain thing on his head.
Chainmail.
That's what
knights.
What knights in the old time would wear.
Yeah.
Why is he wearing that?
It's just part of the gimmick, man. It's intimidating. Look at him.
Nope.
Yeah, chainmail.
I think the chainmail actually makes him look less intimidating. I think he makes him look stupid. The thing that would be intimidating are the biceps that are as big as my head.
Yeah.
That's intimidating. The chainmail's like, should I really take this guy seriously? Because he might be a guy that's just kind of acting tough, but isn't really.
I mean, yeah, but if you don't take him seriously, then the biceps that are as big as your head come in. He just then it's like, oh, I should take this guy seriously.
I don't know. Kind of not feeling that.
Yeah.
I feel like we should do a top 10 list of 10 things less surprising than Brock Rechsteiner being suspended by the NFL for 6 games.
I mean, 6 games is normally the standard suspension for that sort of thing.
What sort of thing?
No,
I don't. What you tell me? I want you to tell me.
Some enhancing things that you can take potentially to help your performance.
Caffeine?
No, that's not one of
them.
No. They call them PEDs. Yeah, right. I might have heard that.
I'm appalled that you would say that, Muse. How dare you infer that from this conversation?
How dare I infer that?
Yeah. I never said PEDs.
Well,
you did.
You said he was sticking needles in his ass.
So maybe he's on Ozempic.
I don't know if that's the case.
That's not going to be.
I don't think he'd have the muscle mass if he was on Ozempic. I'm not a doctor though.
Good. Just lift weights.
Okay. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah. Maybe he's taking BPC 157.
He could be. But would that be illegal?
No, that's my point.
Well, then why would he get suspended?
He wouldn't. You're the one who said PEDs.
I said drug. Well, I did.
You said PEDs. I said jabbing needles in his ass.
But I mean, we inferred it by putting up the side by side.
I take NAD plus. I take NAD plus every day.
Yeah,
I take NAD plus every day, and it's an injectable.
I'm still not sold. It's not a work.
What does that mean?
Like that? That it's scripted. Like that. That's the thing. It's
how old are you?
It's wrestling lingo.
How old are you?
32.
You're 32.
I'm about to be 33. I'm not really about.
And you watch wrestling?
Not anymore. No.
Muse. I mean, I watched wrestling, and then I turned 8 years old and was like, "Yeah, this is stupid."
Yeah, man. To each their own. I mean, I haven't watched wrestling in probably years, but I mean, I still know the lingo. I still get some of the.
I watched wrestling a lot when I was a kid. I don't know any of that lingo.
Different back then, though, man. It wasn't as above. It wasn't as like out in the open. Yeah. Well, to throw another term at you, like back then, kayfabe was really important.
Wait, you just mumbled something. To throw what?
Another word at you, another wrestling
throw another
lingo.
word at you.
Yeah, I mean, kayfabe was huge back then.
What is kayfabe?
The art of like protecting it being scripted, like to not come out and say that, oh, it's scripted, it's work,
What
shoot,
does that
all
mean?
that. That's what that means. What
does kayfabe mean, though?
I don't know. I
some
think
entomology there.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's the word they would use like for that, like protect kayfabe. Yeah, so like that was big back then,
But
though, man.
kayfabe has to mean something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know the exact like definition that you're asking for. I know it in terms of like wrestling.
Kayfabe means Kayfabe, the practice of presenting staged or scripted events in professional wrestling as if they're real. It's unspoken agreement. What's the origin? See, I like words.
Right. So there you go.
So, but that just gave me the definition. I want to know the origin of the word. Let's see. The exact etymology of kayfabe is uncertain, but entomologists and historians generally trace it to carnival slang, carnies, a distorted version of Pig Latin, or a warning code. Most common linguistic theories suggest the word is a mangled or altered Pig Latin variation of the phrase be fake, or the word fake.
Oh, there you go. Carnival. Wrestling's a giant
Kayfabe.
carnival. Yeah.
That makes sense. What are we doing?
Oh, Brock Rexsteiner got suspended.
I wanted to talk about Sam Leavitt's Heisman odds. I got odds for LSU. I saw the odds for their SEC win total. Over under 5.5.
Ooh. What's the price?
I don't know.
Okay, 5.5.
But that's where they got them.
Oh.
But that's the point. They're basically saying you're either going 5-4 or 6-3 in the league.
Yeah.
That would rule out 10-2 on the season. And so the question is 9-3 get you in? And I don't think it does, bro. I mean, it's until the committee shows me they're actually going to respect a strength of schedule metric, there's no reason to believe they will. And they ain't letting nobody that's 9-3 in yet. So that, I mean, you look up and down LSU schedule and you go Ole Miss, A&M, at Auburn, Bama, Texas, at Tennessee. Like, are there 3 losses in there? Maybe. Like, if you split A&M and Ole Miss and you split Bama, Texas, you got no room for error. You got to win at Kentucky. You got to win at Auburn. You got to beat Clemson. You got to win at Tennessee. And no room for error. Good schedule, though. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Great home slate, man. Best in years.
It's a work. A kayfabe.
It's it's a kayfabe. It's a work. The schedule or Rex
I don't know.
Steiner?
I just wanted to use the word again. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. I was trying to get some type of tie in there. I don't have it. If you kayfabe Lee Michaels, no? Nothing there?
Let's just not even go down the road. It's just not there.
It's just not there. What's the other thing? It's a work or a what?
Or a shoot.
What's a shoot? That's when it's fake?
Yeah. No.
So the whole thing's
opposite.
fake.
It's when it's real. It's when it's off script. It's when it's like
a shoot is real.
Yeah.
A work is a what?
A work is like on script.
Oh, when they know. Okay.
Yeah.
A work or shoot. Got it. Which one's real?
Shoot.
You know what diamonds from Lee Michaels are? A shoot. I was going to get it. Don't ever doubt me. Professional radio guy. I've only done 10 million live reads in my life. I got it. Because Lee Michaels, every diamond is a real diamond, a natural diamond, mined from the finest diamond mines in the world and brought right here to Baton Rouge. Every diamond hand inspected before it goes in the case. You will never find a lab, man-made diamond at Lee Michaels. Because what are you buying? A science experiment? Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, y'all, it's after further review. We got one segment to go. Jimmy will be here for Auto-Locks. We didn't even get to talk about the Manchin meeting last night. Haven't even gotten there yet today. What?
No, there's more pressing things. I mean, New Orleans Saint is suspended for 6 games.
That, and we talked about, and we got to talk about every quarterback that LSU signed in the Les Miles era.
Yeah, that was fun. We need to do that more often.
No, we don't. It is good. It's good for perspective.
Yeah.
All right, Jimmy's here next. AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Watermark in the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown, Watermark Baton Rouge. Tell you every day it's Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. You voted them best hotel in the best of 225. You did, not me. Now, if I had a vote, I would, because it is gorgeous. You step foot inside of Watermark Baton Rouge, you are stepping foot inside of the premier luxury hotel in Baton Rouge. Look, coming up a week from Saturday is Best Dressed Capitol Gala downtown. Maybe you're going to Best Dressed and you don't want to drive. Awesome. Make a whole day weekend out of it. Pop into downtown Baton Rouge, check into Watermark, maybe early afternoon. Walk 3rd Street, grab a late lunch, maybe a cocktail, glass of wine. Then go to your room, get ready for the ball. You can even walk. You can walk to the River Center. And instead of driving home, walk right back to your room, have brunch Sunday morning at the Gregory right there. Make it a weekend downtown at Watermark Baton Rouge. LAinsurance.net, LAinsurance.net. That's where you find Insurance Network of Louisiana. The workday is coming to a close. Some of you might already be over. But if you're home, great time just to pop onto the website, LAinsurance.net, and start that process toward better coverage for less money. Friends over at Insurance Network of Louisiana, they do awesome work, and it's quite literally free to have them shop for you. It's so easy. We all have insurance. A lot of us are overpaying and underinsured. And if you have an insurance agent that's representing one company, they might be a great person, agent friendly, but they can only get you rates from that one company. The Insurance Network of Louisiana has relationships with dozens of the top-rated companies, so they can shop independently for free to get you better coverage for less money. If they can't, great. Stick with what you got. They'll tell you, hey, we can't save you money. Stick with what you got. But if you can, switch and save. 293-0450, 293-0450, LAinsurance.net.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Thursday edition of AFR. You can always get your auto locks at LouisianaSports.net, or you can get them right now.
Auto locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Yo, Otta, what up?
What's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Out here just watching Scott Steiner's son suspended for 6 games. Can't imagine why.
How about a little shout out to our boys? Speaking of that, yo, what's up, Otter? How about Colucci?
Okay.
Putting out a $34 exacta. Soft over $1. Of course, the name of the horse, Butter.
Butter.
Buttaah.
Buttaah, like butter. Gotta love that.
Let's have some butter tonight in these picks. Start off sweeps. We love the sweeps. That's the teams that are playing better. Atlanta, I just don't get it. Acuna's back. They're playing good. They went through a little slide about a month ago, but they are looking for a sweep today. Have a very favorable pitching matchup with Perez against Junk, who has been junk for the Miami Marlins. Atlanta minus 146. That was what it was earlier today. Kansas City, we won on them last night. They're looking for a sweep against the Minnesota Twins. Waka, one of their best pitchers. He's been their best starter this season. Bobby Witt Jr. since his return, 2-0, minus 118. Not sure what it is right now.
121.
All right. Boston, we're not going to lay that big number, but Boston minus 1.5 plus 103. We're not going to lay $2. They're looking for a sweep. We know about their 15-game winning streak. We know about this now 7 and counting winning streak. And we know about Matt Musso, who's kind of a front-running fan for this Red Sox. Who's
easy, Otter.
at me when I talk about
every Red Sox fan who lives in Louisiana is. That's just what they do.
Boston minus 1.5. Looking for a sweep. All right. We also put on the website under 34.5 in the Arizona-Carolina game, Hall of Fame game. The over has hit the last 4 years. Before that, 9-2 to the under. Looking to change that, but doing a little bit deeper digging. Let's look at the third-year coach for the Carolina Panthers, Mr. Mark Canales. So NFL coaches don't like the preseason. He really hates the preseason. 4-2 to the under in their 6 games. Team total 5-1 to the under. They've scored 3, 10, 10, 12. They did score 31 one game. That's a 2-touchdown cushion in 2 of those games. 4-touchdown cushion in 4 of those games. Team total under 17.5 for Carolina.
It'd be Dave Canales, by the way.
My bad, Mark. Dave. Whatever.
Mark's his older brother. Mark's
when you
his
get
distant
old,
cousin.
When you get old, you mess up first names. So, He's head coach of the Carolina Panthers, who came over from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What does that even mean? When you get old, you mess up first names. Oh, my God.
It's not tradition. My dad started doing it years ago.
1 minute remaining.
Where are you tomorrow?
Come on, man. You doing a job?
Oh, it's Friday. I forgot what day it was. When you get old, odds forget names.
On,
I forget days of the week.
Come on, Mark Moscona.
Oh, man. Tell John Handegriff I said hello on the show tomorrow. I'm sure Mitchell Gautreau is going to be in rare form as well.
No, his name's Teddy. Teddy Gautreau.
Teddy Gautreau. Fair enough. All right, Atlanta, Kansas City on the money line. Boston laying the 1.5. Under in Cardinals, Panthers, and Panthers team total under. Those are your 5 Otter locks tonight. All right, see the Otter at Rufino's tomorrow. Thank you, Otter.
Larry!
It's almost here. Lock of the Week Friday's almost back. Can't wait. Cassie, thanks. See ya.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, I'll remind you about Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, shutters, and shades. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Their showroom is right there on Airline Highway in Prairieville. So you can always pop in and see them. You want to schedule to meet with one of their consultants. I mean, the same company that renovated LSU football ops designed the Relief Windows showroom. So it's pretty awesome when you walk in. I mean, you want to see fully built out fronts of homes, doors, to see what the siding looks like. They have 3D graphic imagery as well. So if you're visual like me and you're like, man, the siding looks great, the doors, the windows, it's hard to tell just from a little color strip or panel. You want to see it on a 3D model? They can do that for you at Relief Windows. You're going to have an incredible customer service experience, the best products, a true lifetime transferable warranty, and they will never take $1 from you until they're done and you're thrilled. It's Relief Windows. ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, shutters, and shades. ReliefWindows.com.